Hello, this is Reverend Angelia with today's Bible reading. Today's reading is from Titus 1, Titus's task on Crete. The reason I left you in Crete was that you might straighten out what was left unfinished and appoint elders in every town, as I directed you. An elder must be blameless, the husband of but one wife, a man whose children believe and are not open to the charge of being wild and disobedient. Remember back in the day, some of these people had more than one wife, and they weren't exactly the best parents going. Since an overseer is entrusted with God's work, he must be blameless, not overbearing, not quick-tempered, not given to drunkenness, not violent, not given to pursuing dishonest gain. Rather, he must be hospitable, one who loves what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. He must hold firmly to the trustworthy message as it has been taught, so that he can encourage others by sound doctrine and refute those who oppose it. And some people, when I was a kid, probably up to the age of 12, I was kind of a wild child. But then some things happened, and I got saved the summer I was 13. And then I became a more, righteous Christian type person, if you want to call it that. And some people thought, about that change. And still today, there are some people who, she's a minister? I can't believe that, But that's why I didn't, become a minister until, 2004, because I didn't feel like I was good enough yet to do that. And that's because I was raised with a lot of shaming, a lot of guilt, and, there's sometimes, that I still feel guilt for things I didn't even do, just for things people accuse me of, that I know if I stop and think logically, I didn't even do that. Why am I feel guilty about that? And it's because it was programmed into me. So, I couldn't be an effective minister until I got over all that stuff, because you need to be, until you're in a place where you're, in touch with God, and you know what God is saying to you, and you know who Jesus is, and you know what he is saying to you, then you can't really be an effective minister. For there are many rebellious people, mere talkers and deceivers. And that's still around today. A lot of people talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. Especially those of the circumcision group. They must be silenced, because they are ruining whole households by teaching things they ought not to teach, and that for the sake of dishonest gain. So evidently there were people saying you need to be circumcised and going around and charging people to do that. Bless me. Woo. No fever. So he's, saying don't let those guys be doing that stuff. Even one of their own prophets has said, Cretans are always liars, evil brutes, lazy gluttons. And then that's probably, you're a Cretan, that saying came about. This testimony is true. Therefore, rebuke them sharply, so that they will be sound in the faith and will pay no attention to Jewish myths or to the commands of those who reject the truth. And that's why when you talk about that's a Jewish tradition, that's something that people believed then or practiced then, not necessarily, what God wanted them to do, and also definitely not what Jesus said to do, because the Old Testament is gone. The New Testament is what we're supposed to be living. To the pure, all things are pure, but to those who are corrupted and do not believe, nothing is pure. And there's a lot of people like that. They have a bad attitude. Everything is wrong. Everything is bad. And they can't see the joy in anything. And they project that out onto everybody else. And that's a shame, because they're not going to enjoy their life at all. In fact, both their minds and consciences are corrupted. They claim to know God, but by their actions, they deny Him. Again, you can't talk and not walk the walk. They are detestable, disobedient, and unfit for doing anything good. And that's all for now. Until next time.